Temporary. That is the one word that you should remember when it comes to the Election Rigging Response Act, which is Proposition 50 that will be the ballot for Californians. It is the response that Gavin Newsom, our governor, has positioned to respond against Texas gerrymandering of their state, right? The removal of 5 Democratic seats for Republican seats that's the president asked them for, right? So this is a what manipulation of democracy, though, so that they can choose the voters versus the voters choosing them, right? In this reality, what we're doing is a response that's not just to protect California, but to protect democracy, protect the country, and to stand up for those in red states who are having their votes manipulated and repressed. This is not about voting for Gavin Newsom. This is not about voting for Democrats. It is about utilizing the Democratic Party as a vehicle to push against this consolidation of power that will ultimately consolidate into totalitarianism that will affect across every aspect of our lives. Now, it's important to understand that those who want you to vote no on Proposition 50 will spend so much money to lie to you and to try to convince you and confuse you about the proposition, right? So, in this reality, what you have to remember is vote yes on Proposition 50 and that it's going to be temporary. So, it's not an attempt to disenfranchise the conservative vote, it's an attempt to stop the MAGA consolidation of power because ultimately that is something that has a long-term consequence on our state but also the country, right? So ultimately what we're doing is we're fighting fire with fire, and while you may criticize some sort of ethics or democratic shift to this, the reality is that if we do not rise up to how they are fighting, then we're going to lose. All right, we criticize our politicians because they're not rising up against them, but they're giving us a chance in November to vote to stop that consolidation of power. We need to vote yes this November 4th on Proposition 50. They're going to spend so much millions of money to convince you otherwise, but you have to remember 2 things. One, you vote yes on Proposition 50, and two, it's temporary. It is temporary. Don't let anyone convince you otherwise.